So learning to communicate in a way that increases the message, I love you, I'll protect you, I value you when I see you,
Yeah.
and decreasing the fear, the anxiety,
Yeah.
I feel controlled, I feel punished, I feel judged, I feel rejected. So there's a style to communication that jacks up the anxiety, and there's a style of communication that builds a safe place to where we can tell the truth. So probably the most common experience of building anxiety between people are passive communicators. Now, passive communicators classically think they're noble. They think that, well, you matter. What you need, what you feel, what you think matters. What I need, think, and feel does not matter because I don't matter. I am all about you. This whole relationship is all about you. I will be the one who dies daily. I'll leak it out through my moping and depression. But what I won't do is ever let you see me.
Yeah.
Ever. Mm-hmm. I will be the needless human, which essentially is I will be a lying coward.
That feels harsh.
I like to call out passive communicators by really flipping back the cover of I'm such a noble martyr to, let's actually examine what's happening here. There's nothing noble about you being this selfish.
Yeah.
There's nothing noble about your lack of commitment to the truth.
Yeah, and I would say that, I've known a couple passive communicators, and I think that is very true, that illusion of nobility to their cause, but really it's so much fear.
Mm-hmm. Well, I am a recovering passive communicator. Okay. So I feel like an authority on this part of the subject. Probably why I come out so hard is that it's so destructive and it's so deceptive. It's deceptive to the passive communicator because they actually do believe that I'm taking one for the team. I'm such a martyr. I'm laying my life down and I get eaten. But, it's so that others won't. Like, no. You are training people to bring disrespect to the family, to the relationship, to the marriage. You're training that person to have no value for what you need because you never set it out there. And it's not because you're needless. It's because you're gutless. You are a coward in that behavior. And that, if you check out that list, that murderer and thief and coward are all in that list. And I think it's in Galatians. Yeah, I'd have to look it up. But it's, it's not pretty.
Yeah.
And so being a lying coward is a fear injection into your communication style.
Which, I think the passive communicator looks noble. So then the aggressive communicator, which would be what more my style has been, gets looked at as, this scary dragon that walks around setting the village on fire, and that is, I'm scared too. And I'm a coward in some sense as well, but it comes out as rage and anger. 'Cause I'm afraid to show you my heart because if you hurt it, I don't know how I'm going to recover. I have a high need to feel protected and I don't. So I have to be the one that protects myself from everyone else. So I have to beat you to it. Basically, I have to scare you away from trying to ever think about hurting me. Which, I married Ben, was a passive communicator as well. So we just followed suit with you and Mom. Really, we did. We may have learned a little quicker. Thank you for the road you led ahead of us. I thank both of you for that.
You're welcome.
Yes. Yeah. But it is that aggressive communicator always looks like the bad guy.
Yep.
And that's the part that, I'm so thankful when Ben and I are working together with couples is that we don't let the noble one get away and we don't let the aggressive one get away. They're both an evil form of communication.
And they're both jacking the anxiety up.
Yes.
I mean, the passive says, I don't matter, you matter. And the aggressive communicator says, you don't matter, I matter. Yeah. So there's an agreement here. Only one of us matters.
Right.
And then guess who finds each other and marries each other?
Exactly. Yeah. All of us.
And so it's obvious to anyone observing this relationship who the evil one is and who the victim is.
Right.
Instead of realizing that both of them are deeply committed to jacking up the fear in this communication process.
And then there's another style of communication is the passive aggressive. Which I think that for me as the aggressive style, I know that I could be passive aggressive. When I'm trying to be better, when I'm trying to manage myself better and think I'm being noble, and it's still got a side dish of aggression. So that's where my passive aggressive comes. I've asked Ben, I don't know about you, but did you feel like you could easily jump into passive aggressive?
Yeah,
from passive?
Yeah, sarcasm, passive aggressive.
Yes.
Innuendos, kind of indirect communication, inferring evil, or judging people's motives. Just kind of a non-confrontational. Pull out a Bible verse or 10. There's just lots of ways to heap condemnation, hurt people, but with a smile and gentle eyes and what? Oh, look, you're bleeding. Oh, is this? Oh, where'd I get this knife? Yeah. And that process, passive aggressive, is really the worst of both because it's cloaked, it's hiding, and the recipient of passive aggressive looks crazy.
Yeah,
because they are freaking out like something's happened to them, and the other person's like, I don't understand why they're so dramatic.
So that's the wolf in sheep's clothing.
The chocolate-covered dragon is what we call it.
Call it.
In the communications section in Keep Your Love On. Chocolate-covered dragon is the sure, do whatever you want. You always have, haven't you? You're like,
that felt awful.
Whoa, ouch! That and that. You're going to start caring now, are you?
Yeah.
Things, just that passive aggressive.
Yeah.
And the practice of all three of these things is to jack up the anxiety and to introduce something that preserves distance, something that promotes disconnection, and then I feel completely justified in my practice towards those goals, which is dumb.
Yeah. So ultimately, the goal in communication is to be a powerful communicator that's respectful and assertive.
Assertive. So assertive communication is the one where I manage me.
And I'm a powerful person walking around, regardless of what you're going to do, being powerful or not. I manage myself.
My goals connection.
I keep my love on, all those things. So that's the assertive communication is not afraid to set boundaries, really does communicate with truth and love and all those things. So that is the main goal.
Committed to lowering anxiety and increasing the I care, I love, I matter, and so do you.
Yeah.
Your needs, your thoughts, your feelings matter, and so do mine. So two powerful people, here we go back to the pillars and all that stuff. We are going to demand high levels of respect and responsibility as assertive communicators.